Welcome to the Cricket Library YouTube channel for a wrap-up of what has been a wonderful tour, a virtual tour. The Riding Mill Cricket Club travelled all around Australia playing against some of the best cricket clubs in the nation, and there's one final game, the stopover game in virtual Hong Kong. And joining me to wrap up all the action, as always, is Robbie Mackinlay. Can I contain your excitement?
You've been doing it for all week, Matt, but I've got hit fever pitch now. Great to be here. Welcome back to you as well and all our listeners. Oh, Hong Kong, Dice Cricket. I never thought we'd see this. I'm looking forward to this one. Matt, Brian Watson's back into the side for the Riding Mill. I really like that. He's been the mastermind of this tour. And a couple of big changes from the Cricket Library Podcast 11.
Yeah.
Tim Ludeman out with the gloves. Paul Brockley replacing him, the boy from Illawarra. Roberto Moretti comes into the side. I'm looking forward to it, Matt.
Yeah, it's going to be a classic, isn't it? Of course, in the opening fixture of the tour, Riding Mill beat a Burrabadeen 11, and the showpiece game on day one of the tour was against the Cricket Library Podcast 11, and Riding Mill reigned supreme in that. And for me as coach, I'm 0-2 as a Dice cricket coach, and it's fair to say on social media I've been under the pump, and I've stuck with a couple of players that I can just trust to get the job done here. So I'm hoping that will be the case. So we'll take you to the action now. Robbie Mackinlay is the caller of the action, and he picks up the action for ball one of Riding Mill versus the Cricket Library Podcast 11. News from the toss was that Ali Hall had won the toss and sent the Cricket Library Podcast in. Here's Robbie Mackinlay with the action.
And a nice buzz around the ground. The Hong Kong Cricket Club as Brian Watson back in the side and taking the new ball. So he bowls down. He'll bowl to Gus Warland, who just turns it nicely down to fine leg, and the guzzler's off the mark. And it's a nice start there. Watson, a very good delivery. So Watson, a bustling approach. Bowls to Brockley. It's short. It's hammered away. High and far. Out of the ground, into the cricket net. That's a big blow from Paul Brockley. It's no wicket for 11.
Gee, looks like he means business today. P.A. Brockley, that is out of here.
Oof.
And Lance Mallinson into the attack. He's had a good tour, and in he comes now to Brockley. And oh, my word.
Oh.
Look at that, Robbie. That's out of here. That's another maximum. And the Cricket Library Podcast 11 now none for 28. And Paul Brockley, he is off at an absolute clip here. 24 off his first 6 deliveries. In comes Mallinson now to Brockley. Oh, he struck on the pads. Big appeal. And out.
Got him.
Wow, that looked plum.
Yep.
A little bit of time taken there, yeah. But Claire Polisak, she doesn't get any wrong, does she? That's absolutely plum if she's putting her finger up.
Made Brockley wait for the verdict. It was never in doubt, and that's a good breakthrough.
And the new batter at the crease, the captain of the Brazil women's cricket team, an absolute cricket tragic and very visible on social media, putting her training routines up there. She lives and breathes cricket, and now she gets a chance to play some dice cricket for the Cricket Library Podcast 11, a real highlight for her, no doubt. And Mallinson coming in now and pitches it up. Oh, welcome to Hong Kong. My goodness. That is straight down the ground and 6 runs. 6 runs from the first delivery. Roberto Moretti Avery coming in for the other RM, Robbie Mackinlay. And that was a great shot.
Great shot, Matt. Too soon, though, that other comment. But, yeah, wonderful shot there. And, gee, that's a dream start. Brilliant stuff. Adam Hollyoak to complete. It's been a good over. Bowls to Avery. And the South American sensation clips it to fine leg for a single. And that ends a super over from the Oakster. Just 6 runs off it. And the Cricket Library just reined in a little bit here. 1 for 76.
Yeah, the thing that's in their favour here is probably wickets in hand, Robbie. 76, probably about par for where they'd want to be. But 9 wickets in hand. Yeah, good platform from which to launch. So we'll see how the final 5 overs unfold here.
So Ali Hall, he's in again and he bowls to Avery and bowled by a beauty. Hall got one to nip back and the Brazilian, after a close shave in the last over, is gone for 31 or 14 balls. Well batted.
Yeah, an entertaining innings, that one from Roberta Moretti Avery. Brilliant to see her find some form in the dice version of the game. 2 for 84. And that big cheer you can hear is for Baba Hyatt, the virtual crowd loving the local here, making his way to the middle. And he will be loving being here with all his fans cheering him on. And Dixon now to Warland. Oh, there's a big top edge on that. That's probably going to land safely. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, Watson. That is the best virtual catch you will ever imagine.
Goodness me.
Warland is staring out into the distance. He can't believe it. He's got to go back to the virtual pavilion. A well-made 31 off 16, but my goodness, Brian Watson, what can this man not do?
Stop it, Watto. That is just ridiculous. He hasn't played for 2 or 3 weeks, but the man of the moment, he just gets the job done, Matt.
Well, for all money, that was landing safely, but he's come out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere, and that brings the captain, Nina Stevens, to the wicket at the score now 3 for 90. And Steve Kent now bowling to the former Hong Kong captain, Baba Hyatt. He pitches it up. Oh, it's kept a bit low, and that's bowled him, Robbie.
Gee, goodness me.
That was a bit of a worm burner from Stephen Kent.
Oh, he got under the guard there, all right. And
yeah. 4 for 116. Hyatt has to go. He's on his way for 13. And Riding Mill working their way back into this contest.
And look at the locals leaving the ground, Matt. Have a look at them.
This is incredible.
Oh, goodness me. It's time to head home. Whew. Gee, they had some bit of disappointment, but that's dice cricket.
Yeah,
a cruel game.
You never know how things are going to roll out, Robbie, and not the way he wanted there, just keeping a little bit low and rolling through his defences.
Well, the big Kiwi, Cox, is bowling to Stevens, the skipper, who chips it off the leg straight down the throat of Adam Hollyoak. And the skipper is gone for 20. Nina Stevens is out. It's 5 for 134. And immediately, Mark Butcher has taken off his cap, Matt, and looks like he will now bowl. Well, he's got a couple of tail enders in Luke Olsen and Matthew Taberner. And looks like Butcher will be the man to bowl out the final over.
No, the death bowling specialist, Mark Butcher, coming in the time of need. This will be interesting to see if this pays off.
Well, let's see how this pans out. It's been a pretty good over at times from Butcher. A little bit expensive. He runs up now and he bowls to Olsen, who slashes at one outside the off stump, straight between keeper and first slip for 4. And the Librarians finish with 5 for 155. Olsen undefeated on 17, and a nice little 19 not out from Matthew Taberner.
Yeah, didn't Taberner look good? I like the way Taberner deliberately didn't hit any sixes. Everything from Taberner was on the carpet. Yeah. Very technical batsman, Taberner, and showing us all that in the T10 version of the game, you can play traditional cricket shots and still get the results. 19 runs off 8 deliveries, 17 off 4 for Olsen, a little bit more unconventional. But you have to say 155 is not a safe score here on this ground. No. I think it may be a fraction under par, Robbie. As coach, I'm nervous. Yeah. I'm nervous at this point in time.
You should be, mate. There's certainly still a big chance of going 0-3 if you dice cricket coaching career. But I don't know. Let's see how the Mill boys go. I reckon one thing, they'll be looking for a flying start.
And here we are now, the final ball of the first over, and Riding Mill off to a flyer here, none for 17. Andrew Ellis, the guitar maker from Perth, in now to Kiwi Dave Cox. Oh, he's dropped it short. He's pulled that away. Make that three boundaries in a row. And none for 21 here. Butcher moves to 6 and Dave Cox 15. And the Mill boys looking up and about.
Well, Marty Rowan has made a good start to his spell, and he'll now bowl the Butcher, the former England top order bat. And he drives it a full one. He's third it through to keeper Broccoli, takes it on the second grab. That is a massive wicket as Marty Rowan celebrates big time. Butcher's gone.
Well, that celebration is one you would expect from a rock star. Doesn't he love a wicket, Marty Rowan? He knows how to party. That is a big wicket indeed, and he knows it. He knows the impact that wicket will have on this game.
Well, I must admit, Matt, I got a Marty Rowan cassette still out in the archives to go have it in the Tirana. Rowan, his confidence is high. He got a nice bit of swagger. Bowls to the new batsman and Steve Kent, who plays back. He's struck on the pads. This is close.
Oh.
Not out. Umpire Claire Polisak gives Kent the benefit of the doubt. Matt Ellis, maybe just missing leg.
Yeah, no, and I think too, if we have a look at the technology here, I think you'll find that's a spike and inside edge, just an absolute feather from Kent.
Great call.
And Polisak has heard that, and she has adjudicated accordingly. Magnificent umpiring from Claire Polisak.
Well, Kent, he's had a nervous start. He's facing up again after that very close call. And he drives hard at Rowan. He's nicked it through to Broccoli. And the Illawarra gloveman makes no mistake. And Steve Kent's tour of duty, it's over in Hong Kong. And now they're starting to get themselves a bit of trouble here, Matt Ellis.
Yeah, he did look a bit rattled by that LBW decision not given out. He's normally absolutely unflappable, Steve Kent. He's had a wonderful tour. Shame to see it end this way. But Marty Rowan, what a spell that was from him. And Graham Winter in now to Dave Cox. Good swing bowler, Graham Winter. Has dismissed Sir Vivian Richards back in his first-class career. In he comes now. Oh, there's a top edge on that. Broccoli getting under it. And that's 3 catches now for Broccoli. Cox goes for 21 and the score 3 for 39.
He's having a fair day, Paul Broccoli, and so far a masterstroke to bring him in for Ludeman.
3 catches and very impressive indeed. Getting into good position there to take that one off the top edge. And Graham Winter in now to Dixon. He's pitched it up and that is off the edge. Baba Hyatt doesn't drop those at first slip.
No.
And magnificent captaincy here from Stevens, keeping the slip in. The ball still swinging in the early stages here. And Graham Winter's tossed that one up and found the edge. And Hyatt makes no mistake at first slip.
That's a good catch, Matt, because often behind the crowd there, the background, you can get lost in all the colours and the glitz of Hong Kong Harbour. That's a nice catch there. Well played, Baba Hyatt.
And it's that awkward height too. You didn't know whether he was going to go fingers up or fingers down. He's judged it beautifully. And the Cricket Library Podcast 11 in a very strong position at the moment. The score 4 for 44 as Ian Longstaff makes his way to the middle. And Winter coming in again now to Longstaff. It's a replica of the ball before, and he's lured him into the shot, and Hyatt. Are we watching an action replay here, Robbie? That was an identical delivery, identical shot, and Baba Hyatt making absolutely no mistake with the catch. And Winter has 3 wickets, 3 for 11, and the score now Riding Mill in all sorts of trouble at 5 for 44.
That's a good catch, Matt. Because often behind the crowd there, the background, you can get lost in all the colours and the glitz of Hong Kong Harbour. That's a nice catch there. Well played, Baba Hyatt.
And
Oh, goodness me, isn't dice cricket a funny old game? Riding Mill just reeling now after 21 off the first over. They're off to a fly, and Kelly Meddings on debut. Gee, this has been an impressive first over. He's going to just complete it now as he bowls to Hollyoake, who charges down the wicket, plays inside a big turning ball. It's hit keeper Broccoli, fair in the guts, and it's rolled onto the stumps, and it's out, stumped. That is the most ugly stumping I've seen. But it just shows you the luck that Riding Mill are having. They got none. Meddings gets the wicket, but, Matt Ellis, talk me through that.
Oh, well, K.E. Meddings has tossed that one up, got it above the eye line of Hollyoake, lured him down the track, and it's deceived everyone. It's deceived Hollyoake, it's deceived Broccoli, but somehow the stumping is affected in a very comical fashion. You'd only see that in a game of virtual dice cricket. That is incredible stuff. And Broccoli, he has another dismissal to his name, and well bowled Kelly Meddings on debut.
Well, it's just crazy old times. I'm not sure if it's this worldwide pandemic we're going through at the moment. There's some funny things happening, and it just continues to happen. Nina Stevens, the Cricket Library skipper, has thrown the dice to Luke Olsen. Look, a part-timer does a little bit of net bowling, odd game, flicks a few around at Monopoly, and he's going to bowl to Ali Hall, the skipper of Riding Mill. What can they do? They're in big trouble. As Olsen comes in, stumbling approach, and Hall sweeps. There's a big appeal. Oh, he's out. He's got a feather on it. Broccoli takes a nice catch on this occasion, and Riding Mill has slumped Matt Ellis to 7 for 55.
Yeah, that just kissed the glove, didn't it, on the way through? Again, good umpiring to pick that up. We have the benefit of the slow motion replay here, and very clear there that there's a glove on it. But to the naked eye, that's a great piece of work. And Olsen, well, what a stroke of captaincy here to get him into the game.
Well, obviously the Mill are in dire trouble. It's probably not a bad time to introduce you. Left the lights. It's Kenny Fraser comes to the crease now, and they will need a miracle. And Olsen bowls again, and Fraser plays for the spin. There's nothing there. Off stump is knocked off, and it's 8 for 55. And Luke Olsen, would you believe it? He's on a hat trick.
Oh, this is pandemonium out in the middle. Look at them all. They're ruffling his hair. They're all around him. And this is an incredible sight. Virtual scenes like never before as Olsen finds himself on a hat trick, and he'll be bowling to the number 10, Lance Mallinson. So you never know here. We have seen a hat trick already on this tour.
We have.
And I would not be surprised if anything could happen here. This has been one crazy old game of dice cricket, that's for sure.
And with all due respect to big Lance Mallinson, he's probably not a bad sort of guy to have when you're going for 3 in a row. Oh, look at Olsen. He's got the local crowd stirred up. He's like an Olympic high jumper. He's asking them for more. He waves the crowd to get behind him. They respond. And he bowls now. And Mallinson misses it. So does Broccoli behind the stump. But it's canned off Broccoli's pad into the stumps. Luke Olsen's got a hat trick. Goodness me. Olsen's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. And Riding Mill, they are all but gone. 9 for 55. Matt Ellis, I've seen it all.
Well, who would have thought 2 stumpings in the game, and both of them, the more obscure dismissals you'll ever see. And look at them out in the middle. You think that they just won the Olympic gold medal. This is incredible stuff. The game's not over yet. There's still Brian Watson on his way out to the middle.
Yeah.
It's a big job for them to do, but Watson and Marks, can they rescue this? Can they bring it out of the fire? We'll have to wait and see.
He won't give it away.
No, Brian.
Why they won't give it away?
Brian Watson won't give up without a fight. And, Matthew Taberner here, he's copped some stick off this over with Brian Watson just taking him apart. 23 runs off the over. We've got 1 ball remaining, and the third umpire on the ground at the moment, and just trying to find a suitable replacement dice, because I don't think they can find it, Robbie. I think
No, they won't find that one.
that's in another postcode. That's incredible stuff.
Well, I'll tell you now, Matt, that's in Hong Kong Harbour.
Yeah, I think you'll have to fish that out of the harbour. And
Yep, it's gone.
Tabitha's body language is still strong, though. Look at him. You wouldn't know his figures are none. A none for 23 off 5 deliveries. Gee.
Hey, Matt, and the over's not finished yet.
All right, here we go. Taverner. In he comes now. And, he's tossed it up again. Oh, Watson!
No! Wow!
Get that box of dice back out here. That's gone even further. And Taverner makes his way down the fine leg. He's not fussed. The score's 9 for 92. He knows it's all but game over. But gee, Brian Watson, what a fighter.
Matt, it's something special about this bloke, Watson. He does not know the word of give in. And Matt Taverner just walks away. Contemplate that, my friend. None for 29.
Yeah, and Broccoli's consoling him on the way to fine leg there, telling him to keep his chin up. And that's what senior players do in these times. Just get around them. Stevens is getting ready to bowl, and still a lot of work here for Riding Mill to do. And Nina Stevens in now to Joel Marks. She tosses it up and Marks advances. This time Broccoli picks it up cleanly. The bails are off and it's all over here in Hong Kong. Riding Mill all out 94 and they've been defeated by 61 runs. This game had it all, Robbie Mackinlay. What a way to finish off a magnificent virtual tour.
Yeah, look, I feel a little bit for the Riding Mill lads, Matt. They probably deserved a better finish than that. But they still walk away after the tour with 6 wins, 5 losses. They finished in front. We've said it before. That doesn't often happen with English touring sides in Australia. In fact, it can get a lot uglier than that.
Oh, but, absolutely.
Well done to them. They've been pretty good here, Matty. But, gee, hats off to your guys. You've got your first win as coach. But I'll tell you what, the story, there's no doubt about it. A masterstroke. Tim Ludeman out, Broccoli in. He finishes with 7 dismissals. I think that's a dice cricket world record. And Luke Olsen bobs up with a hat-trick. And it's just been one of those days, Matt.
Just incredible scenes, isn't it? You very rarely see 4 catches and 3 stumpings from a keeper in a T10 game of dice cricket. Paul Broccoli has broken all the records here today. There are librarians scrambling around the record books to see if there's been anything more outstanding than that. I don't think they'll find it.
Well, stop the search. You won't find anything like that. That's just incredible.
Yeah, hat-trick for Olsen. Some good batting. Gus Warland and Roberta Moretti Avery doing a great job, 31 each for them. And then Brian Watson, the star for Riding Mill, 26 not out off just 6 deliveries. And Taverner still lamenting what was a disappointing performance with the ball. But, gee, he batted well.
Batted well.
19 not out off his 8 deliveries. And, Robbie, what about the captain? What are your thoughts on Nina Stevens and her captaincy?
Fantastic display. Just showed great composure. Made the right move. Hey, Matt, they were under the pump early. 21 runs came off that first over. But there was no panic. Next thing you know, it's 9 for 55. The master stroke to bring Olsen on. Yeah, okay, he might have cleaned up the tail, but he got the job done. We've seen a lot of games in this tour where sides have put on big runs at the tail, but Stevens just had the finger on the pulse all the way through that, and very impressive. But, Matty, I just got to say, what about the Riding Mill Cricket Club? Yeah, the wonderful spirit of this mob, this wonderful unit from the Tyne Valley in Northumberland. Hey, safe travels, gents. You put dice cricket on the map here in Australia and also a little bit in Hong Kong. Well played, and enjoy your season as it unwinds out on the field. And I'll tell you what a pleasure it has been having out on our shores, Matt. Fantastic stuff.
They have been the consummate professionals the whole tour. There's been no stories about misbehaviour. All of their players living up to the ethos of the club and representing them proudly. A real credit to themselves. And Robbie, I've been scouring social media today and there are rumours going everywhere about some big news coming. Robbie, and I understand you've found the scoop for us. Can you reveal to exclusively here on the Cricket Library YouTube channel, please subscribe so that you don't miss out on scoops like this. But Robbie, what's the big news?
Matt, it's massive news, actually. We are going to see a return tour by Riding Mill Cricket Club.
Wow.
It will be a Southern Hemisphere summer tour. They will be here of pretty much all of January. They'll hope to see a little bit of New Year in Australia, but then it'll be down to business. They will tour again throughout January. There will be more details to come, but I'll tell you what, this will present a wonderful opportunity for clubs right across Australia to challenge these lads. And I tell you what, it can't come soon enough for me, Matt Ellis.
Well, I tell you what, the Riding Mill Twitter account is going to explode with clubs banging down the door, so to speak, to get their names on that list of touring teams. It's been an absolute pleasure, Robbie. A massive thanks to Riding Mill for coming over. Massive thanks to all the clubs that have been involved throughout. Tremendous hospitality, tremendous engagement. The engagement's been absolutely first rate. And thank you to all of our listeners and viewers around the world following this tour and what has been a really special event in a time when things have been challenging, to bring people together through dice cricket, to bring that social connectedness. It's been an absolute treat. And that news that they are coming back in January warms my heart. I'm really looking forward to that. And Robbie, I dare say, are you going to play in January? Have you got any announcements about your career, or
it's on hold at the moment? I think we found a better RM than myself at the moment. But no, Matt, happy to call the action. I get the best view in the house here. And hey, hats off to Cricket Library podcast, brilliant host Matt Ellis, and well, you know what? Bring on January 2021. It cannot come quick enough.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Robbie Mackinlay. Look forward to joining you again in January. And from me, Matt Ellis, it is bye for now.